Today marks 1 year since a Valley man was admitted to the hospital with COVID-19, and it was a battle that came very close to him being put on a ventilator. But a year later, he continues to deal with symptoms of long COVID. And as Team 12's Colleen Sikora reports, researchers in the state are trying to figure out what exactly causes long COVID and are hoping to find ways to help those that are still dealing with the symptoms.
When a positive test
I thought I'll be okay.
originally meant a 10-day quarantine for Randy Walters,
The pulse ox was reading pretty low, like in 84, 83.
it became 20 days in the hospital in January 2021.
That's what saved my life. They got me there in time.
And now a year's worth of long COVID symptoms. Randy says it's included everything from a couple months on oxygen, rashes, loss of part of a lung and spleen.
Even today, I just had a nuclear stress test done last week because I can't walk more than about 80, 90 steps.
Symptoms like the virus itself that affects seemingly everyone differently.
It's not a short-term disease for everyone.
Kristen Pogriba Brown is a lead investigator with the Arizona Cohort Study, which is looking at how COVID is affecting Arizonans, like long COVID.
Things like COVID toes and hair loss and tinnitus and like ringing in your ears. Those are all outcomes that I don't think we would have predicted.
Their latest look at those participating in the statewide study found 59% of those who had COVID had symptoms still a month after they tested positive, and 52% still had symptoms 3 months after they tested positive. While how severe a case people have appears to be one risk factor for long COVID, Pogriba Brown says it's unknown with Omicron exactly how at risk someone who's unvaccinated and tests positive might be.
But I think their chances of developing long COVID are probably equal to or similar to what we saw with the original wave of COVID infections when we didn't have vaccines on board.
Knowing a positive test and days of quarantine might end up meaning much more.
It really hurts me knowing what I went through when people downplay and they say, well, they're sick of it. Yeah, well, I'm sick of it too. As a long haulers, we would trade places with you in a heartbeat.
Colleen Sikora, 12 News.